Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Carolina Panthers, but with the new addition of Baker Mayfield here. And he's wearing number 4 in this. I don't officially know which number he's going to wear, so I'm just going to keep it the way that it is right now. But yeah, my thoughts about this trade are, first of all, a 5th round pick for a number 1 overall pick of a QB. And Baker Mayfield, he's not a bad QB. As a Ravens fan, I will admit that. He's not a horrible QB. He's just overhated. And he was put in a pretty good system. He had Nick Chubb, he had Kareem Hunt, he had the receivers, he had an amazing offensive line, but he was playing through the season with like a shoulder injury. But at the same time, I can understand it from the Browns' perspective to get rid of him. But for a 5th round pick, conditional 5th round pick, that could be a 4th round pick, just to let you know, depending on playing time, I think this was a steal trade for the Panthers. Absolutely robbed the Browns, in my opinion. And the Browns might not even have Deshaun Watson this season. He might be a whole year suspended from the NFL for all those charges, interesting lawsuits. But anyways, apart from that, guys, I just wanted to say, yes, I am back. I haven't uploaded in a month, and the reason for that being is just Madden gets boring in the summer. People stop watching it. So if you do want to support my content, just check out the link in the description. And it's my second channel. I do simulations. I upload 4 times a day on that channel, believe it or not. It's kind of ridiculous. That channel has almost surpassed this channel, my second channel. It's kind of crazy. So if you would like to support me, go check that out down below. And if you are still watching to this point and somehow haven't lost interest after the first minute of this video, make sure you like and or subscribe. I would really appreciate it. But anyways, back into this video. We got Robbie Anderson here, who was definitely not a fan of Baker Mayfield. So call me crazy, but I'm gonna cut Robbie Anderson. Actually, know that cap hit is ridiculous. So I'm just going to say he's gonna whine and cry and he's gonna sit out for a little bit, and he's eventually going to retire, I feel like, because he just doesn't want Baker Mayfield as his QB. So I'm going to move Robbie Anderson down to the bottom of the depth chart because I feel like he'll throw a fit about Baker Mayfield being his QB, because he said he really didn't want Baker Mayfield as his QB. He did not want him at all. So sorry, Panthers fans. I don't think Robbie Anderson, he will either retire or he's going to not play. So I'm just going to wait till his cap hit goes down, then I'm just going to cut him from the team completely. And he's going to regress anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, this is what we got here. We got Baker Mayfield. They got Ika Mekwonu here. Austin Corbett in free agency. Bradley Bozeman. As a Ravens fan, I didn't think Bradley Bozeman was even that bad of a player. So they've improved their offensive linemen throughout the season. Baker Mayfield gets DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey. Tommy Tremble, too. Always menacing picture. I always got to mention that. He's got a pretty solid offense around him. I like this trade to the Panthers here. I like this Baker Mayfield move. But on to the defense. We're in a 4-3 scheme now, but they got Matthew Ioannidis, Derek Brown, who hasn't really panned out. They should have picked Isaiah Simmons. Yatir Gross-Matos, Brian Burns is a beast, CJ Henderson, Dante Jackson, JC Horn, Barnes here. I think this is Kalon Barnes out of Baylor. I don't know who that is, honestly. Jeremy Chin is a beast, Xavier Woods. Shaq Thompson, though. I like Shaq Thompson, but here's the problem with him. He has a stupid high cap hit, and unless he performs ridiculously well in simulation, then I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't want to pay him $18 million a year. That's just a me thing. So unfortunately, I don't know how long I'm gonna keep him on this team. But JC Horn's gonna start in my slot here. Matthew Ioannidis, Derek Brown, Yatir Gross-Matos. Frankie, I don't want starting at my rush right end, but it looks like it's gonna force him there anyways. I want Yatir Gross-Matos to start at my rush right end. I guess I'll have to manually do that. And the schemes and stuff for year 1, I am not going to change. I'm just going to keep this all the same. So that way, yeah, I'm just going to keep all of this the same just to see what they do. First year, you never know. It could be good. It could be bad. I'm going to change this depth chart and make Yatir Gross-Matos the starting rush right end here. And yeah, then we should be able to simulate into this next season. It feels weird uploading after not uploading for this entire month. I'm super sorry for that. For the month of June, I didn't really upload at all. So there's that. It was my birthday on the 21st of June, if anyone cares. But I didn't really bother to upload. Just didn't really feel the need to during the summer. But anyways, guys, apart from that, hope you guys can all understand it. And it's now time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-2 top of the division. Baker Mayfield is goated. I'm going to do auto-generator rookies. I think it's too far in the future just to do the real draft class. Well, too far from the draft, from next year's draft, to project any top players. So 5-2 at the midseason mark. Our offense is doing well. Our defense is not quite. Our defensive rushing game is doing good, but 23rd in points per game. It's always the defense that's a problem. We got a QB breakout here for Baker Mayfield. Is it a tandem breakout, or can he actually get a development upgrade possibly? Superstar. Oh, we can increase his depth trait if he gets 350 yards. So hopefully we can do that. We have weekly awards here, probably Baker Mayfield. Yes, 3 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown, 223 yards. Had a great game against the Giants, 35-14 win. That is sick. Let's see the players that we have ready to negotiate here, and we are going to go with Matthew Ioannidis. I would like to keep around for the rest of this rebuild. He's probably not going to develop or regress that much, but he's going to be a solid piece, so he's going to re-sign. Corey Littleton, no, don't really have an interest. Rashard Higgins, no. Bradley Bozeman, how much do you want? That's honestly not a bad deal. I'll take that. I'll do that. He's a solid overall. I don't really need to replace him. He's not a bad player. I'll sign him. And everyone else here, I just don't really have an interest in. Rashard Higgins, maybe, but he turns 27 in this offseason. Regression starts at 28, so I don't think I want him. So apart from that, guys, let's move into the playoffs. And Baker Mayfield doing his Baker Mayfield things. 9-8 as we choke our playoff spot, coming off a loss to the Buccaneers, which we would have made the playoffs if we didn't do that. Yikes. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. We got Baker Mayfield actually doing pretty good. 13th in passing yards, 8th in passing touchdowns, 9th best offense in the NFL, worst defense in the NFL. That's got to change. 4,100 yards, 34 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. We got Christian McCaffrey, 16 touchdowns, 5.3 per carry, 1,600 yards. Amazing season. Rashard Higgins, 13 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. Still not going to re-sign him. He played in our slot. Slot gets more targets. That's not really a surprise. Looking at it defensively, Corey Littleton, 113 tackles for a loss, 13 for Brian Burns, sacks, 9.5 for Brian Burns, 8 for Ioannidis, and 8 for Yatir Gross-Matos. I like that. Interceptions, 3 for Shaq Thompson. Safeties is 1 for Yatir Gross-Matos and Derek Brown, 0 defensive touchdowns. So that defense has got to change, and I'm going to change that immediately. So it's not a bad season for the Panthers. Going from one of the worst teams to have, they had the 6th overall pick in the draft, to going 9-8 and barely missing the playoffs. That's not horrible. So I'm going to keep a 4-3 under and then go Tampa Bay's defense and see how that works throughout this rebuild, because I can never get the right defensive schemes. It's just a hit or miss. I'm just going to keep rocking with Tampa Bay's defense and see how that goes. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it's now time to move into the offseason. And Patrick Mahomes beats the Saints in the Super Bowl, who have Jameis Winston and Tyrann Mathieu's former team. Yikes. Okay. Patrick Mahomes wins Super Bowl MVP. Jonathan Taylor wins League MVP. And there are no awards here. Aiden Hutchinson gets Defensive Player of the Year. Well, Defensive Rookie of the Year. No awards here for the Panthers, though. Looking to the roster, see if there is any development upgrades. Offensively, looking into it. We have Rashard Higgins, who has star dev. That's cool, but I'm still not going to re-sign him. Robbie Anderson didn't play throughout the season. I'm still going to put him at the bottom, then cut him in the next season, because I seriously think he's not going to play. But, yeah, Baker Mayfield's still the same overall. Looking at it defensively, Shaq Thompson is a superstar. Corey Littleton is a star, but I'm still not going to re-sign him because he's already 28 years old. Shaq Thompson really progresses fast in simulation. He always does, so it's not really that much of a surprise. But, anyways, guys, apart from that, let's say it's now time to move into this re-sign players to see who we have. I think I already re-signed everyone that I wanted, so it really shouldn't be that much of a problem in this re-sign period, but I do need to get rid of Robbie Anderson, and I will just dump him off my team. So 2021 retirements, technically the 2022 retirements. Let's see what we got for the NFC South. We are the NFC South, right? I'm making sure. Yeah, NFC South. I was right. Nobody retires in the NFC South. So let's see the players that we have ready to negotiate here. And we are going to go Corey Littleton, already said no. Rashard Higgins, no. Dante Foreman? I thought that was Devontae Freeman. My bad. Dante Foreman. Interesting. No. I don't want anyone here. So apart from that, guys, it is now time to move into free agency as we have $21 million to spend. Here we are after free agency, as I only picked up Kareem Jackson on a 1-year deal over Xavier Woods. I also offered on J.C. Treader and then planned to move Bradley Bozeman back over to his original guard position, but J.C. Treader did unfortunately reject, even though I did offer him the most money. But anyways, it's now time to move into the draft. With my first round pick, I'm picking up Lance Fitzsimmons, middle linebacker out of Alabama, hidden depth, 6'4", 255 pounds, We needed a middle linebacker, and this is a perfect fit for the team, and I really like this pick. Here we are after the draft, and this is what the team is looking like. Robbie Anderson, I'm finally just going to bite the bullet and take his cap hit. Yeah, and just get him off the team. I set an overall restriction from the CPU, so I got to change that now. I always do this in every video. I try to cut someone higher than the overall restriction that I put on them. So let's drop that down to 70 overall, please. And let's go here. And come on. And do this. And boom. There we go. Wait, did I seriously do it wrong again? Hopefully I remember to edit this out of the video, but if I don't, I am so sorry. Yikes. Let's do this. No restriction, because the CPU will start cutting random players that I asked them not to cut, but it'll do it anyways. But yeah, because they'll be like, oh, they're too old, and then it will just cut them. So it's very annoying. Let's cut Robbie Anderson. Finally, he is off the team. Terrence Marshall's our next best guy, which isn't really the best thing, and I don't really want Xavier Woods on this team anymore. I don't want his cap hit because I already have his replacement. I'll just keep my guess since we have to bite the bullet. Fitzsimmons is 76 overall, so that is a huge upgrade there. That is nice to see. Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn. Hopefully our passing defense can improve with this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive playbook. And I wanted to make a trade. I wanted to trade Sam Darnold away for some type of wide receiver. So I will get back to you guys whenever I have that trade. Okay, and we are making a temporary deal here. We are trading away Sam Darnold and a 5th round pick for the aging Adam Thielen, who will probably retire in the next season. So this is like a temporary fix for us. We have Sam Darnold with these 2 new superstar wide receivers, well, 1 new superstar wide receiver. He's got a threat in the backfield here with Christian McCaffrey, or another receiving threat. Decent offensive line, decent tight end, a new middle linebacker here. The team's looking better. It's shaping up. Brian Burns, Yetur Gross-Matos, I need to change over to outside linebacker again. Well, I mean rush right end. Fitzsimmons, I would actually like him to be the starting sub linebacker over Shaq Thompson. And Terrence Marshall, I guess, will be the slot, which I'm cool with. And apart from that, I'm going to move in and go to the depth chart. I do not want Frankie Louvu starting. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name. Frankie Louvu or Lavu. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, Yetur Gross-Matos is going to be the starter, so that is what matters to me. And we're going to switch them around. Good stuff. So apart from that, guys, I would say it's now once again time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, as we were once again 4-3 top of the division. Last time we were 5-2 top of the division, but we are improving. That's good. The defense is still bad, but I'm just going to keep the same scheme because I'm not going to lie. I don't know how to get a good defensive playbook. They're just boom or bust always. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Coming off a 31-21 win, huge win against the Saints as they are 2-5 now. Players ready to negotiate in this contested division. Kareem Jackson, I wouldn't mind keeping him around for another year. He wants more money. I don't know if that's going to work. So now I might mind a little bit. Zane Gonzalez, I'll just give him a contract. Frankie, no. He is only 25. This is kind of a cheap deal. He's not a bad rotational player. I'll keep him for that. If he's only 25 and he's a solid rotational player, I'll keep him there. So anyways, guys, apart from that, I would say it is now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a huge win to the Eagles, which secures our 2nd spot in the division and securing us in the wildcard round here to face the divisional rivals, the 11-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who did end up taking the division. Do we get the 5th seed or 6th seed, something like that? We get the 5th seed as the Buccaneers take the 4th seed. I do not know if they have Brady anymore, but let's look at the stats and awards here for this year. Baker Mayfield, better in passing touchdowns, not so much in yards. 9th best offense again, 23rd defense, so I guess that's an improvement. 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, 11 receptions. Great year from Baker Mayfield. Christian McCaffrey had more attempts, 1,800 yards, 5.4 per carry, 18 touchdowns. Amazing year. Adam Thielen, almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. He had a lot of receptions. DJ Moore has kind of been disappointing, but 9 touchdowns is pretty good, but not even 1,000 yards is upsetting. Looking at it defensively, Lance Fitzsimmons has the most tackles on team his rookie year, 119 tackles for a loss. And let's not look at Xavier Woods. Let's look at the tackles for a loss. 19 for Brian Burns, sacks, 10.5 for Brian Burns. Ioannidis and Derek Brown did not get as much. Yetur Gross-Matos going from 8 sacks to 4.5 is kind of disappointing, but he did have 10 tackles for a loss. Interceptions, 4 for Dante Jackson and Kareem Jackson. the Jacksons. Safety 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. So I guess technically the defense did slightly improve, but that's still not acceptable to have the 23rd best defense. But I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Let's see if we can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to move on to the divisional round of this. And we do. 35-14, that is surprising, and that is going to stop here because Ezekiel Elliott is a Boston simulation here to face the 13-4 Dallas Cowboys to move on. And wow, 35-28, I completely underestimated Baker Mayfield here to face maybe Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I don't know if he retired or left the team, but let's see if he is still there. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is still here in the conference championship. Let's see if we can make it to the Super Bowl already, and let's just get into it. Here we are against the Green Bay Packers. Opening drive, they score 7 points. We punted on our opening drive, 13-0, 13-3 now, and we got 20-3 as we are kind of getting slapped around here, I'm not going to lie. Offense needs to wake up, and it does, 10-20. Their offense strikes back right away. We're not going to win this, I don't think so. 17-27, we're down quite a bit, and we turn over the ball. 17-27 is going to be the final score. Unfortunately, we could not continue this, and we're just going to have to move into the offseason. But still, it was a good season for the Panthers. Huge improvement from last season. And the Steelers and Kenny Pickett beat Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. TJ Watt wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP. And there are no Panthers here for the yearly awards. So we're going to look into the roster to see if there is any development upgrades. Maybe Baker Mayfield has superstar. He does not. He had a really good season, though. I'm kind of tempted to give him superstar, but I'm not going to. Hopefully Adam Thielen does not retire. Even though he does have a high cap hit, he is still a good player on this team that I would like to keep. Defensively, looking into it, Fitzsimmons only has star dev, but that's fine. He's still a good player overall, and nobody else got a development upgrade, unfortunately. So we're going to move into the Resign Players here and the retirements. I pray to God that Adam Thielen does not retire here. It would be extremely useful if he doesn't, because I still need a receiver number 2. And 2022 retirements, let's see who we have. We are going into the NFC South. And no, Adam Thielen does not retire. That is absolutely huge for our team. Let's go to the players ready to negotiate here to see who we have. Kareem Jackson, again, I do still want on a 1-year deal. I'll up the salary a little bit, and he does resign. Damian Wilson, no. Everyone else here is just a no for me. So apart from that, guys, I would say it's now time to move in to free agency with $25 million to spend. Here we are after free agency as we have a huge signing in Deebo Samuel. Everyone was trying to give him a super cheap contract, and I just straight up gave him exactly a fair deal. So Deebo Samuel is now on the team. That is a huge deal. Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Adam Thielen, Tommy Tremble, Christian McCaffrey, Baker Mayfield's not very bad at QB either. So it's now time to move into this draft. In the first round, I'm picking up a strong safety, Antoine Baldwin, for whenever Kareem Jackson leaves or Xavier Wood leaves. So he's actually going to be the starter this year. I know I signed Kareem Jackson on a 1-year deal, but it is what it is. He was at the top of the board, best player available. Unfortunately, only normal dev, but he probably will be the starter. Here we are after the draft and after free agency. It looks like the CPU picked up this second string tight end, who doesn't seem even that bad, but he's going to be a third string actually right now. And yeah, Thielen, Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Tommy Tremble, just amazing team. Maybe we need to improve at left guard in the offseason, but other than that, just a good overall team. You know, we got a lot of depth here, a lot of good players, a lot of decent players. At least Dante Jackson is a superstar development player, and Jeremy Chin is a superstar development player. I don't know if I didn't notice that before. Xavier Woods, Baldwin is a 77, just no development, which is unfortunate. I'm going to cut Xavier Woods from the team. Just don't need him anymore. And yeah, Baldwin, let's do this. Let's refresh this roster. Baldwin is definitely going to start with those kind of stats and specialists. Tio Gross-Matos is going to start here. Fitzsimmons is going to start. Baldwin is not going to be my slot DB. We're not going to do that. And yeah, Baldwin, he seems like a pretty good pick. Just didn't have the development, unfortunately. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the third season and the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, 3-3, bottom of the division. Falcons are 5-2, top of the division. We're still in contention for this thing. It looks like our passing offense is not doing that well. Our defense has never been good, so that's fine. I'm not even going to worry about it. And looking at it, Brian Burns here needs a contract, and of course we want him back. We're going to give him that big boy deal, up the money and the salary, and he resigns. DJ Moore, I would love to have back as well, up this salary for him, and let's see if he resigns. wants more of a bonus, we'll definitely give that to him. Jeremy Chin, of course, I do want you back as well. Let's up both of those for you. Dante Jackson, of course, I want you back. Let's give you more money, 6.9 million, nice. Johnny Hecker, I would, but first we gotta handle Baker Mayfield and his fat contract here. And he signs. Ika Makwanu should not be here. He should have a 5-year deal because he needs that 5th-year deal. It's just the roster that I have downloaded. Well, it's technically my roster. Only allows the players to play for 3 years. I can't adjust the contract length or anything, unfortunately. I have to back out and go back in for each and every one of these. Let's go to players ready to negotiate again. Let's see who we have. We have Johnny Hecker. Sure, why not? I'll put you on a 5-year deal and spread out that contract, and he resigns. Shaq Thompson, he's been pretty good to us, and he has a star dev. It's only $12 million a year instead of $18 million a year now. Austin Corbett, I would love to resign, but I don't have the money for him. Yatir Gross-Matos too. I don't know if I should have resigned Shaq Thompson. I should have looked first. I think Matt Corral is here as well. Not Corral. Yeah, Matt Corral. My bad. I think I might have to cut Adam Thielen if I do want these players back. So I might just cut him right after the Super Bowl. Or I might cut him during the Super Bowl, actually. How much would it free up? It would free up $13 million. I think I will cut Adam Thielen once we get to the Super Bowl. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it's now time to move to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Jaguars as we actually take the division this year at 11-6, top the division. Buccaneers are 11-6, but behind us, we're here to face the 10-7 Atlanta Falcons. Another good year for us. Stats and awards, let's see what we got. Baker Mayfield, 13th passing yards, 5th in passing touchdowns. Good year, 7th best offense defensively. I don't know what to say. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. I can't do anything about it. Sorry. 4,300 yards. 40 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, great year, nice completion percentage. Christian McCaffrey, 21 touchdowns, 5.5 per carry, 1,800 yards, gets better and better every year. Deebo Samuel, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, great. DJ Moore, a pretty solid season. Adam Thielen, 10 touchdowns, but not very many yards. I definitely am going to cut him because he has a huge cap hit. Lance Fitzsimmons, 135 tackles for a loss, 21 for Brian Burns, 16 for Derek Brown. Sacks, 6.5 for Brian Burns, and 6 for Yatir Gross-Matos is kind of gross. Interceptions, 4 for Dante Jackson. Safeties on the team is 1 for Matthew Ioannidis, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So I'm not going to change up any schemes regardless if our defense is the worst in the league. I'm going to go to the divisional round and see what we got here. I mean, technically, we made the playoffs both times with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Beating the Falcons here to face the 12-5 Dallas Cowboys. Can we beat them back-to-back years? Last season, we beat a division rival, then beat the Cowboys. Can we do it again? We do. 35-27 here to face the 11-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the conference championship. If we can move on to the Super Bowl, that would be sick. If we can do that, then we already have a successful rebuild. And if we do make it to the Super Bowl, I will cut Adam Thielen after the Super Bowl. It wouldn't make sense to cut him during the Super Bowl. Imagine getting all the way to the Super Bowl and your team just cuts you. That'd be so funny. Anyways, Adam Thielen I will cut after the Super Bowl if we do make it there. But yeah, let's see if we can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to move on to it. Here we are against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the opening quarter as they strike first on the board. Moving down the field, 7-3 against the Buccaneers, 10-7, 10-10 now. We got 13-10, 16-10. Come on, we got to get on the board. Offense, let's wake up. Thank you. 16-17. Very tight game. 24-16, 24-24. Offense, you need to wake up on this drive. I need to do the key moments here. End game drive. 31-31, and of course, they go down the field and get a field goal, and I don't get any chance to play it because it won't let me do anything. That's so stupid. I wanted to play defense, but it wouldn't let. Tyler Huntley just beat us. I mean, he's not even a bad quarterback for the Ravens. He's a good backup, but that infuriates me. How I had 4 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions and 135 passer rating with Baker Mayfield, and we lose. That's so infuriating. Anyways, apart from that, let's just get to the offseason. And the Jaguars beat the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Never expected that. Jeffrey Simmons wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. There are no Panthers awards here. So let's see what we got for the roster upgrades. Baker Mayfield better have superstar. He's been consistent for 3 seasons. He doesn't. I'm going to give him it. And I have people complain in my comments all the time like, oh, you're giving Baker Mayfield superstar. You're giving your players superstar. You can't just change the developments however you like. Technically, I can change the developments however I like, because I think it's total BS how the CPU just completely disregards the players and what they do deserve. The dude's been consistent for the past 3 seasons, had 40 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. That's a great season. I don't see why he wouldn't have superstar dev. So for the people that complain in my comments all the time and say, oh, you're changing developments, you can't do that. I can do whatever I want. It's my channel. Anyways, Adam Thielen, he's being cut. He's only in 78 overall without his morale. 14 million in cap. I don't want him anymore. He's out of here. Defensively, looking into it, let's see what we got. Shaq Thompson is an X factor. That's huge. And nobody else here gets an upgrade to them. So let's switch up. People say use Baltimore's playbook, but it really never works out for me. But they usually do get a lot of sacks in the Baltimore playbook. So I will try that. Or Pittsburgh's playbook gets a lot of sacks. Where's Baltimore? Baltimore's right there. There we go. We're going to keep it in a 4-3 under. And yeah, team's looking decent. How much money do we have now? 29 million. Let's get to this re-sign. We need to re-sign a bunch of players. I don't think we will have the money to continue on, to continue signing players in free agency. 2023 retirements. Let's see what we have for the NFC South. Kareem Jackson retires. That's fine with me. I already gave him a contract and I already have his replacement, so it doesn't really matter. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we have. We have DJ Moore, who wanted more of a bonus, of course. DJ Moore wants more. Haha, I'm so funny. Austin Corbett. Yeah, I do want him back, of course. And let's up that for him. And he resigns. Utiros Matos, I would like as well. Would I have to tag him? I think I might have to tag him, and I will if I need to. He does need a tag. So I don't have any money anyways, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to tag him and take the negative money. So that's fine with me. Utiros Matos is re-signed. I have negative 18 million to spend in free agency, so I'm not going to bother with it. I'm going to skip out and move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up a left guard out of Michigan, Mitchell Barton, normal dev, 86 strength. Probably not that good, but I guess I picked up a guard. And this is the overlook of the team going into the 4th and final season. Barton is only a 70 overall without the morale boost, so he's not that good. Oh, this guy's a superstar. CPU picked him up last year and didn't really have time to develop him, so it really doesn't matter. Oh, picked up this guy in the 2nd round. He's a 73 overall, which really isn't that bad for a 2nd round pick. Baker Mayfield, defensively, we got all this. It's not even a bad team. This is not a bad team at all. Kind of wish I didn't re-sign Shaq Thompson, but anyways, guys, apart from that, it's now time to get into the playoffs because at the midseason mark, we can't do the midseason mark because we have to re-sign players. We don't need to re-sign anybody because it is the 4th and final season. So hopefully we can make the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl and actually have a successful rebuild in this 4th and final season. So let's just get into it. Here we are in the playoffs going at 11-6, second in the division behind the Buccaneers, kind of consistent throughout this rebuild. Coming off a win to the Bears. And did I say we were behind the Buccaneers or the Bears? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Coming off a win to the Bears, 11-6 behind the Buccaneers. Here to face the 10-7 Detroit Lions. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Baker Mayfield, 17th in passing yards, 7th in passing touchdowns, 15th best offense in the NFL, 5th best defense. Okay, Baltimore's playbook, got it. 4-3 under. 4,200 yards, 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, great season. Well, solid season. Christian McCaffrey, 15 touchdowns, 4.3 per carry, 1,500 yards. 4.3 per carry is a huge jump down from the 5.5 he had, but still, it's a good season. It's a great season, actually. Debo, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. DJ Moore, 11 touchdowns, but lackluster yards. Christian McCaffrey still did pretty good receiving. Lance Fitzsimmons, 111 tackles for a loss, 18 for Yatir Gross-Matos. Sacks, 12.5 for Brian Burns. Interceptions, 2 for Dante Jackson, CJ Henderson, and Jeremy Chin. Safeties on team is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So, anyways, let's see if we can beat the 10-7 Detroit Lions to move on to the divisional round and then possibly, actually win a conference championship. 35-17. Can we beat the Cowboys 3 years in a row in the divisional round? I doubt it, but maybe we can. We do. 41-14 face the 9-8 Cardinals. And if you guys do remember, the Cardinals versus the Panthers conference championship last time, it was a stomp fest, and the Panthers lost in the Super Bowl because Cam Newton refused to jump on the fumble. But anyways, let's get into it. Here we are against the Arizona Cardinals as we strike first 3-0 against the Cardinals here. The Cardinals offense, nor is our offense really moving. 7-6 now. And almost going into the third quarter, 13-7 at halftime, 21-7 now. 21-10 against the Cardinals, 24-10, 31-10, putting it on, 31-17, 34-17, 34-24 is going to be your final score as we finally win the conference championship. After 2 years in a row of losing, we finally get to make it to the Super Bowl, and we can finally label this as a successful rebuild. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face Russell Wilson and the Broncos, who are 13-4. Oh man, not only were the Cardinals in the conference championship and we beat the Cardinals, but a redo of the Broncos and Panthers Super Bowl. Hopefully we can actually jump on the fumble and Baker Mayfield can actually do it. But this time it's going to be Baker Mayfield versus Russell Wilson. Let's see if there is any development upgrades offensively. We look the exact same. Defensively, looking into it, we look the exact same. Anyways, guys, apart from that, Adam Thielen would be upset that he got cut from the team and then this happened. But anyways, let's see if we can beat the Denver Broncos to move on. Well, not move on, but to win the Super Bowl, as they have Khalil Mack on their team. Interesting. Let's get into it. Here we are against the Denver Broncos as they strike first 3-0 on their opening drive. We made it to the red zone but didn't get any points. Okay, so it's now 10-7, second quarter, 14-10, 14-17, 17-17, 17-20, 27-17. Good stuff here. We're holding on, holding that lead, 24-27, and we're choking it. We're choking it away. Big end game drive. I'm going to hop in here. I have to win this. We're going to wind this clock down. PA crossers. Let's roll out here. Oh, that's open. Please, just on the run. Hit that. There you go. Terrace Marshall. Is that Terrace Marshall? It is. He's going to win us the game probably. I'm going to have to hop in on this defensive drive here to make sure that they don't get anything deep. But I think that's going to do it. And it is up, and it is good because I completely choked the coverage and it wouldn't let me switch on to a DB and it accidentally switched me on to the safety. But this one's going to go into overtime. Running back, he's running a contain now. Let's go right there. Actually, aggressive catch that, please. Yes, we actually did it in overtime. Who is that? Is that the second string tight end? No, is that Brian Byrne? No, that's the second string superstar development tight end. No way. We just won the Super Bowl in overtime because of that. Let's go. Baker Mayfield. He had 128 passer rating, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, an overtime thriller as the Panthers win the Super Bowl, and this is definitely going to be labeled as a successful rebuild. That was so fun to play, honestly. I haven't played Madden in well over a month, and that was super cool. I really enjoyed this rebuild. I hope you guys did too. But anyways, guys, apart from that, let me know down in the comments below which team you'd like me to rebuild next. I may or may not be doing like more than 2 or 3 videos left until this next Madden comes out, because it comes out in August. It's like July 6th as I'm recording this, so who knows? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Probably will upload a couple tutorials. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for continuing to support my channel. Hopefully Madden 23 does a little bit better for me this year, because Madden 22 was honestly a pretty disappointing year for my channel. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.